Hey guys, so as promised, just showing you how it sort of looks with the bands there up close. And on this video, I'm going to show you how I went about the wetdash and give the mixes sort of step by step, show you everything and how we got this finish. Before we apply the stones, guys, we butter coat the wee light scratch with a brush. Maybe get tea before we actually douse. We're butter coating over our scratch coat. It was done previously. Have other videos about how to do the scratch coat and the ratios of that, but this one in particular is a 3:1 and it does have waterproofers in it, and so does the butter coat. The particular waterproofer and mortar mix 2-in-1 we're using, it says that you should use the same amount the whole way through every mix, and that's the same amount in the water, not just the same amount in the mix but just in your water. I think it's 40:1 basically, and so like I said, that's the scratch coat below. We also then did our bands after that, and that gives you the hard edge. You want to do that a day or two beforehand at least. You don't want to be throwing stones at something that's potentially still soft. The brush will just give it a key if it does dry too much for you. I like to try and dash it when it's still a wee bit soft. And stop the wet dash, the rough cast running down the wall as well. Give it something to bite to. When it comes to stones, I prefer the actual Slapdash stones from the likes of Irwin's or Emerson's here. They're all very even. They're called Slapdash stones or pinhead stones, so I do prefer them. These ones here, they're a wee bit different. They're a bit bigger than usual and like a very scattered mix of stone in them. So there's some big and some small. Not particularly uniform, but they are what they are. Again, the mix we kept the same. We did 3-2-1, and underneath is 4:1 our butter coat, and the scratch coat under that again is 3:1. The bands themselves are 4:1 and the base will be 4:1, but basically it's all in the mix, guys. You want to make sure your mix is right before you start applying the stones. It's quite important. Very easy to mess up Slapdash. Very easy to mess up dry dash. Outside work in general is a bit tougher because you have the elements. You've got, like here, I actually think it could be spitting here. I know when we get round it off this corner, it definitely did rain on us. So you want to pick your weather wisely as well. Sort of again, a cloudy day that's not too windy is best. So you do want to sort of pick your weather. You don't want it washing off as well. As you know, when you're doing outside work, there probably won't be gutters or downspouts, so it can be even worse. But back to the actual applying of it. So quite a good bit of movement in Slapdash, and you will be tired after the day. That's why I only ever fill these buckets up halfway. You can fill them up right to the brim if you want, but you will find it, you're going to pull the arm out of yourself and it's going to be a bit more tiresome. So I prefer, half buckets. They're easier to manage, easier to hold, easier to work with, and I do find it goes a good distance, even just a half. Again, if you're setting up your scaffold, try and set it up where it suits. This one was set up, I think, for the roofers, and we just had to use it, get on with it. Not great, as you see I'm struggling around the bars and the bars at the bottom and stuff as well. So if you're setting up trestles and planks or scaffold, just definitely think about where you're putting them, and think about the big cleanup as well. obviously going to be a big cleanup after a job like this, or a big massive cover up job as well. Another huge tip, guys, so if you have made it to the end, you're getting the best tip of them all, and that's how to actually apply the stones, the big secret of it. And I find if you can actually see the rain there I was talking about dripping, but if you actually take your time when you're putting the trowel into the bucket and you shake it off nice and even on the trowel, and then you apply it, you will find you'll get much even spread. It'll look way more uniform. You know, as my mate Ryan used to say, it won't be hanging like a bunch of grapes. So that's what you're after. Wetdash, again, it's probably the hardest job in the fact of the cleaning up and stuff and getting the mix right. So much prep in it. That way. And again, if I've missed anything, guys, hit me up in the comments. I'll definitely add it in. I have lots of footage, so there can be more videos on wetdash, more videos on dry dash. Again, skimming, floating inside, floating outside, the whole lot. Just hit that in the comments. And what do you mean you haven't subscribed yet? If you haven't subscribed, it's easy, just click it down there, and we get new videos uploaded literally every Sunday, and sometimes during the week as well. Another sort of tip, guys, if you listen to the noise, you can hear that it's actually going on pretty nicely. That's sort of slap, why I call it slapdash sometimes other than wetdash. Once you're hearing that noise, you know you're applying it pretty evenly and you're getting a nice even slap.